Alright guys, what is up and welcome back to the channel. Today is probably the day that a lot of you guys have been waiting for. This seems blurry as hell. But me and Guthrie are in the truck with a trailer behind it, headed to Broken Arrow, Oklahoma to pick up the OBS. So you guys that have been around for a long time know about Guthrie's white truck. He has a white OBS Chevy, and there's some videos over it, and a lot of you guys have been asking when's the update and all that. And we're actually going to pick it up because it is running and driving and like finished up. There's probably some small stuff Guthrie's gonna mess with, but as far as we know, it's pretty well, I don't know, done for the most part. I think there's a guy coming to tune it this evening to try and see if the trans would start working how it should, but I think for the most part it's about ready. I know Guthrie knows a little bit more than me about it, but
yeah,
sure.
It's mostly done right now.
God, these Oklahoma roads.
It's mostly done right now. They ran into a little bit of problem with the transmission. I bought it like third-hand used, and it's just not shifting right. They're hoping the tune will fix it, but it's not very likely. So it is for a lady swap. So we're probably going to have to get the transmission rebuilt shortly after I get it back.
Hopefully, since it's an 80, we won't be messing with it again after this.
Yeah.
Since Guthrie's gone through a few 4L60s, and this truck will have the 80, and it's going to be pretty solid. So we'll probably just cut it off here and video loading it up and all that, and I'll get some clips while we're there when it's running and things like that. But I'm very excited. It's been a long time coming, so this should be pretty exciting. So we'll be right back. Oh man, guys, this thing, is that not loud as crap? This is like I'm even happier about this than I was about picking up my OBS. I am so pumped. But he's pulling it over here. We're gonna put it on the trailer, so we're gonna video that. You're good right there. Sounds so good. Alright guys, so this has been a long time coming, like I've said, but me and Guthrie kind of taking a ride in it, got some stuff figured out, and last night, we talked about how it wasn't really going into fourth, and it didn't make much sense, and Guthrie was driving around out here. I was like, man, that thing sounds like it's in 4 low. And it turns out
It was
in 4 low. So we got it out on the road and got it up to speed, and it hit fourth, and it locked up, and we just looked at each other because we're like, that's really all it was. So that kind of solved most of it.
Yeah.
So now comes the fun part. I guess we can put some forces on this thing, kind of get the front end back together. What all have you said that we need to do?
I know we got to figure out how to get the rest of these wires, and I think they put the washer fluid bottle in on top of some of those, but that's not a big deal. Filler panel, grill, bumper, and the forces. And we're gonna have to look into, I think it's leaking quite a bit of oil. I think the front main is leaking quite a bit. Part of it, swapping the motor. I rebuilt the whole motor, and I've never done it before, so who knows what I did wrong, but
Yeah.
it's ran and drove like 5 miles so far and already done pretty good burnout. So,
Yeah. There's gonna have to be some good video for you guys. I didn't bring my camera because I didn't even think we are gonna get it to go out of gear, and then as soon as he got it out of 4 low, well, I don't know, something's misadjusted, but got it out of 4 low and it just started going a lot easier, and it wasn't at high RPM, so we're like, oh crap, let's go drive this thing. Yeah. But like he was saying, the leak isn't awful, but it's just part of it, like he said, and I'm gonna have to look into it and see what the deal is, but it's a lot better as is. So get it all put together, go to O'Reilly's, wash it, take a couple videos. It's just time to have this thing back. And the exhaust is crazy loud, but
it's obnoxious. I just did stock manifolds because for some reason I think I need to turbo this thing later, and then I'd have to buy turbo manifolds. So it's stock manifolds, and then it's 3-inch right off the stock manifold Y pipe to single 3-inch all the way out to the stock location. And I got a 5-inch tip to put on it, but I forgot it at the house.
Yeah.
But it is gonna need a muffler.
Yeah.
It is. I love it, but
Yeah.
I feel bad for normal people that
it sounds
don't
like,
wanna hear
yeah.
It sounds like
if you unloaded this thing and went to the drag strip every weekend, that was it. That'd be, I mean, it is loud, but it sounds super
like
good.
Cross between a Z06 and a NASCAR, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's neither one of those.
Yeah. It runs very good. Like I'm thoroughly impressed. We hooked up my laptop to it and was looking at everything, and everything seems good. But I was very impressed for the little amount of throttle you have to give it. It runs very, very good.
And my brother is a tuner. He has HP tuners, so I am gonna have him look at it more. I think it's still running pretty rich.
Yeah.
You can just smell it, and there's more fine tuning to it. The guy that tuned it at the shop, I think it was kind of like a quick tune just to make it idle and drive, and they didn't even think it drove. They drove it around and they couldn't. It shifted super hard for them and wouldn't go into 4th gear. And then like Gavin mentioned, I think it's in 4 low, and sure enough, I rebuilt the transfer case and swapped the input, and I'm pretty sure I have something misaligned in there, and so it doesn't shift quite right. But
Yeah.
whatever gear it's in right now, it runs fine. There's no front drive shaft in it, but there's just more stuff we got to figure out. But
Yeah. So a lot of you guys have been commenting, asking where this thing's at. It's back in the shop and it's going down today. So we're gonna get some stuff unloaded, get all the parts we need, and get working on this thing. The swap looks absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of room for activities in here. Like, big spoolie boy right there. Even though right now, honestly, whenever we drove it, like, it feels good. Yeah, and it was not that much throttle.
I'm sure it'll wear off, like...
Yeah, I'm gonna get used to it.
It feels amazing right now, but I'm sure I'll get used to it and want more.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
Yeah. But, yeah, it looks slick sitting in here. It's like it was meant to be.
And you can probably hear the water, or the power steering pump squealing, but I'm pretty sure it got some water in the steering gearbox, and so...
Yeah.
Not really sure how to fix that yet, but
I'm not sure if it's one of those deals that we can bleed it, because I don't know if some of you guys remember my that red 3rd gen that I picked up and bought and fixed it. It was a 6.7, but it was pink and milky looking, and it turned out it had water in it, and I just bled the whole system. So basically, jack the front end up and take the cap off and crack a line and just bleed all the fluid out of it until it's all good. And it worked on that truck, but for certain stuff it could be burn up, it might be too far gone, so we'll just have to see what the deal is there. But a bunch of little stuff, but we're gonna get after it, put you guys on the stand, and get to working on the OBS once again. Alright guys, so as you can see, the forces are all on. I got that all finished up and checked the pressure and all the tires and all that, but Guthrie noticed that the wiring up front for the blinkers and all that stuff was messed up. So he's rerouting that and putting it where it originally was, which is just up here in the front. It goes across the front, and it was all tucked behind there, and it wasn't really working.
yeah, all these clips are out here to run the harness out here, and they had it all back behind the core support.
Yeah.
So nothing would stick out far enough to plug in, but I noticed it right away. I knew it was wrong.
Yeah, it's OBS things, I guess. I don't know. He said he had to fix that, and then once this is all rerouted and everything's where it needs to be, it can start throwing some of the front end stuff together. But let you guys take a look. Forces look good, back to its former glory. But this is what we're messing with right now. Then we'll start getting the front end parts put on it and just the little stuff thrown back together and get it back out of the shop.